Sue Moroney.
Mr Chair, and thank you for the opportunity to take my first call, in fact, on the local government borrowing bill. And I want to speak to part one, which is the part that sets up the New Zealand Local Government Funding Agency, and of course is the meaty part of this bill. But I do want to profess that not being part of the select committee, I've probably got more questions than I've got answers to in terms of this government funding agency and what it can be used for. And I suppose I want to say at the outset that it seems to me that one thing that might really help with this funding agency would actually be the implementation of a capital gains tax. Why do I say that? Well, it seems to me that actually if we were to level the playing field out for how New Zealand investors choose to invest their money, then perhaps they would look more kindly. Perhaps that would actually have lots of New Zealand investors who otherwise are investing in property and the sorts of things where they can have basically tax-free profit at the moment. If we had a capital gains tax, I think this would become more attractive to investors. Perhaps they would be looking more to investing in a vehicle such as this in order to improve local infrastructure or whatever it might be. So that would be my opening comment, that I think that this bill could sit alongside a number of other policies that have been debated literally right as we speak. But my questions really are around the sorts of things that ratepayers and residents are debating all the time in their communities. And at the moment in Hamilton, or in the Greater Waikato actually, we have quite a debate on, and I know that Ian Lees-Galloway will be very interested in this debate, about funding a velodrome for the Waikato. Now the proposal has come through from Spark, so that's a government funded agency, and they've got a lump of money that they want to put into the project, and they have chosen Waikato as being their preferred their preferred option for this, and Ian Lees-Galloway is outraged by that because Palmerston North is of course another city that is bidding for exactly this project. But here's the part that I know he's going to like. I'm actually opposing the taxpayer funding of the velodrome project for the Waikato. So I know that Ian Lees-Galloway is going to be very pleased that I'm doing that. So are local ratepayers, I might say, because while Spark and Bike NZ might think this is the ideal location for it, it's the poor old ratepayer that's going to be asked to stump up for a velodrome that is going to cost $28.5 million. Now, that might not seem like a great deal, but we are facing a situation in Hamilton at the moment where ratepayers are currently facing an 8% increase in their rates. So they're not too keen to have more rates lumped on top of them as well. And we've also got the situation in Hamilton where we've just recently experienced a $13 million contribution to hosting the V8's events, which was originally supposed to be $13 million, and it's blown out to $30 million. So there's a number of reasons why the ratepayers in Hamilton and the surrounding areas are asking some serious questions and say, well, hang on, haven't we funded enough of people's pet projects? And if people have pet projects like a velodrome, which, let's face it, isn't going to be used by the vast proportion of the population, is probably there's quite it's an elite sport, cycling on a velodrome. Why should we be funding that? Are the questions that that some local ratepayers are asking, and I think it's a really valid question. So, with regard to this bill, I guess my questions are around this, because some people are saying, look, why don't those bike enthusiasts who want to race around a velodrome and not just ride around streets or a cycleway or anything else we might choose to actually invest in, why don't the people who really want a velodrome, why don't they fund it? Why don't they spend their money on it? And so the question that I want to ask is this a vehicle where that could happen? Could the group of people who want to see this go ahead actually put money into this funding agency, and say, we want this to be used for a loan for a specific project? So the question I really want some clarity on is whether that could happen or not. My guess is that the answer is probably no in terms of transparency and accountability and those sorts of issues, but I would like some clarity on that because, as I say, it is an issue that we're facing in the Waikato right as we speak. If if such a fund is used for a venture like the velodrome,
Joe Good, Hugh. Question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
8 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
4 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana. Honourable Chris Carter.
That's right. The ayes are 65, the noes are 51. The question will be put, and the question is that part 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is agreed to. The question now is that part 2 stand part. This is debate on clauses 17 and 18. Brendan Burns. Well, thank you.